Hello class, this is Group 2 and we will be discussing our root cause analysis of the South Canyon Fire. Background of the South Canyon Fire. The South Canyon Fire was a devastating incident that occurred on July 6, 1994, right outside of Glenwood Springs, Colorado. This fire was a result of a lightning strike on July 2nd. Firefighters initially responded to the fire on July 4th. Many other fires occurred in this district at the same time, causing resources to be scarce. The firefighters initially deemed this fire low priority since it was slow burning with low intensity. However, on July 6, this fire began to spread rapidly due to strong winds and the steep incline of the canyon. A sudden change in the fire's behavior caused by a downdraft of wind known as a blow-up trapped multiple firefighters. This event took the life of 14 firefighters, known as the Storm King 14, and also caused significant property damage. These images show what the fire intensely and quickly burning up the canyon looked like.
What is root cause analysis? A root cause analysis is a process which is used to identify the underlying cause of an event or problem. This analysis uses a process which aims to uncover the reasons a particular problem or event occurs based on its symptoms. There are several steps involved in a root cause analysis, which are: define the problem or issue, gather data and information, analyze the contributing factors, determine the root causes, and providing recommendations. The first step of the root cause analysis is the defining the problem. For our case, the problem definition is the failure to adequately anticipate and respond to the changing fire behavior and weather conditions, which leads to the loss of firefighter lives and extensive damages. The step 2 is gathering data and information. The documents which are reviewed for gathering information on South Canyon fires are the official investigation report, meteorological reports, witness reports, after action reports which is issued by US Department of Agriculture, and documentaries. The other data which were reviewed are photographs and videos captured during the fire incident, which can be used as visual evidence. The next one is fire behavior analysis, which are used for analyzing the behavior of fire itself, including its rate of spread, intensity, and patterns. The next one is emergency communications, which reviews the communication records and logs related to South Canyon fire incident. Next one is firefighting equipment and resources, which are used for assessing the availability, adequacy, and condition of firefighting equipment and resources deployed during the incident. The next one is data analysis, which utilizes the available data such as weather data, topographical maps, fire behavior modeling, and historical fire data to gain a deeper understanding of the conditions. They also studied and analyzed the similar fire incidents, especially those with comparable fire conditions or contributing factors. The third step is analyzing the contributing factors. The first factor is weather conditions. The extremely hot and dry weather with high temperatures and low humidity, which created perfect conditions for fires to spread quickly and intensify. Additionally, strong and unpredictable winds made it even harder to manage and predict the behavior of the fires. The next factor is fuels and vegetations. The South Canyon Fires area had a lot of dense and easily flammable vegetation like dead trees, grass and shrubs. The problem was worsened by absence of prior controlled burns or efforts to reduce fuel, which led to the fire becoming more intense and hard to control. Analyzing fire behavior and spread. The fire showed intense and rapid behavior, spreading quickly, generating intense heat and causing long-range spotting. The steep terrain and narrow canyons in the area further fueled the fire, which make it difficult for firefighters to control and contain as it quickly moved uphill. The next one is communication and coordination. The lack of proper communication and coordination among firefighting personnel and the agencies made it challenging to share essential information and resources effectively. The absence of standardized protocols and established incident management systems added to the difficulty, causing delays and potential safety hazards. Analysis of human factors showed that some firefighters may have underestimated the fire's behavior and overlooked the warning signs, resulting in delayed evacuations or insufficient safety measures. Insufficient situational awareness, training, and experience in handling such extreme fire conditions added to the difficulties faced by the firefighters. Analyzing the equipment and resource limitations. Limited availability and accessibility of firefighting resources such as aerial support, firefighting equipment and personnel impacted the initial response and suppression efforts. Insufficient equipment and outdated technology may have hampered the effectiveness of firefighting operations and the ability to respond quickly to changing fire conditions. The chart shows the summary of analysis of each and every factors which leads to the death of many firefighters during South Canyon fire.
In step 4, we will be discussing the root cause of this event by discussing and analyzing all the contributing factors. First, we will determine the root cause for the lack of recognition and understanding of the fire's behavior potential. The fire's behavior potential was influenced by readily available dry fuels and extreme weather conditions. This potential was not fully recognized or acknowledged. Since the fire started out slow burning with low intensity, the safest option is to analyze the potential for change in the fire's behavior instead of assuming it will remain the same. Based on the review of the communication records, the fire's behavior information was not requested or provided. This led to a lack of critical information for developing effective strategies and tactics for both controlling and escaping the fire from being used. This leads into the root cause for the inadequate escape routes and safety zones at this site. The established escape route along the west flank fire line was too long and steep, compromising firefighters' ability to safely retreat. Also, guidelines for reducing hazards during the downhill line construction were not followed, increasing the risk for firefighters. Another cause for this disaster was the delayed initial suppression action and inadequate air support. Higher priority fires on the Grand Junction district resulted in a 2-day delay in initiating suppression efforts for the South Canyon fire. Once air support started to arrive, it became evident that there was not enough, which hindered the implementation of effective strategies and tactics during the critical period of this fire. Ineffective incident management and control mechanisms is a major point for this root cause analysis. There were communication gaps between the Western Slope Fire Coordination Center and the Grand Junction District's fire organizations, which led to confusion regarding priority setting, operating procedures, and availability of firefighting resources. Also, the lack of clear oversight, technical guidance, and direction from the Grand Junction District and Colorado State Office resulted in uncertainty about the roles and responsibilities of different firefighting entities. With no direct chain of command, it was very difficult for this group of responders to act as a cohesive group where information and procedures can be readily available and accessible. Compromised adherence to established firefighting protocols also led to increased risks. In this firefighting community, there was a can-do attitude among supervisors and firefighters, which led to a compromise in adhering to standard firefighting orders and a lack of recognition of watch-out situations. Due to this mindset, concerns raised by firefighters about the strategies and tactics used were not fully addressed, leading to continued safety line construction despite recognized dangers. It was also noted that there was insufficient equipment and personal protective measures. The wind turbulence and intensity of this fire exceeded the personal protective equipment design limitations and hindered effective deployment of fire shelters. Firefighters were carrying tools and packs, which slowed down escape efforts and impacted the firefighters' ability to quickly retreat to safety. Overall, each of these causes and contributing factors led to this devastating event. However, ineffective incident management and control mechanisms can be considered the cause of how extreme this disaster was. An overhead assessment chopper reported that on the morning of the blowup, there were no safe zones for the firefighters to retreat to. This report was knowingly ignored. On top of that, firefighters on the scene were not informed of the incoming winds and were vastly unprepared for a blowup. Had management ensured information was passed along and took action when they were informed on the status of the safe zones, it is very likely 14 lives would not have been lost that day. Our recommendations for avoiding this type of disaster include enhance fire behavior recognition and understanding, improve escape routes and safety zones, optimize initial suppression action and air support, strengthen incident management and control mechanisms, reinforce adherence to established firefighting protocols, and upgrade equipment and personal protective measures. Enhancing fire behavior recognition and understanding can be done by providing comprehensive training programs on fire behavior for all firefighters, emphasizing the importance of recognizing and understanding different fire behavior indicators, developing and implementing standardized protocols for assessing fire behavior and updating incident action plans accordingly, and fostering a culture for continuous learning and knowledge sharing among firefighters to improve their ability to anticipate and respond to changing fire behaviors. Escape routes and safety zones can be improved by conducting thorough assessments of potential fire escape routes and safety zones in fire-prone areas, ensuring that escape routes are well marked, accessible, and regularly maintained, and establishing and communicating clear guidelines for firefighters to identify and utilize safety zones effectively. Optimize initial suppression action and air support by implementing strategies to facilitate early and rapid responses to wildfires, including pre-positioning of resources and improving coordination among firefighting agencies. Enhancing air support capabilities by increasing the availability of aerial firefighting resources such as helicopters and air tankers, especially during critical fire conditions. And improve communication and coordination between ground and air firefighting units to maximize the effectiveness of air support. Strengthen incident management and control mechanisms by enhancing incident management training programs to ensure effective coordination, communication, and decision-making during firefighting operations. Implementing incident management systems and standardized protocols to improve coordination among all levels of incident management, and foster a culture of accountability and oversight to ensure that incident management teams are adequately trained, supported, and empowered to make timely and informed decisions. Reinforce adherence to established firefighting protocols by developing and enforcing the adherence to established firefighting protocols, including safety procedures, incident action plans, and standard operating procedures. Provide regular training and refresher courses to reinforce the importance of following protocols, and implement mechanisms for monitoring and reporting non-compliance with protocols and take appropriate corrective actions. This will help push out that can-do attitude and emphasize fighting fires safely. Upgrade equipment and personal protective measures. This can be done by conducting regular assessments of firefighting equipment to ensure it is up to date, functional, and suitable for the anticipated fire conditions. Providing firefighters with adequate personal protective equipment and ensure its proper use and maintenance. and investing in research and development to improve the effectiveness and safety of firefighting equipment and PPE. This concludes our root cause analysis of the South Canyon fire and recommendations for avoiding this type of disaster in the future. Thank you all for your time and attention.